everyone, today we're going to be talking about inflation, both my predictions as well as I think the best way to manage inflation, and even, this is the best part, how to come out ahead. So, all right, welcome back everyone. I'm lead trainer with StocksToTrade, Tim Bohen here. So let's start out with the predictions. It is late April 2022. We've recently got the inflation number, which I know I'm typically Mr. Positive, but I actually think in this instance, the numbers that we're seeing are actually, and keep in mind, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I think that they are rounded down, for lack of a better term. Okay. And I just look at, just in my personal experience, whether you're paying at the pump, getting some gas, buying groceries. I mean, that's really where you see it, is those food prices. You go to the supermarket and it's like you walk out and, you drop a couple $100 and you got like 2 bags and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? So, number one, I think right off the bat, inflation is considerably higher than what's being reported. Look at housing prices, rent prices exploding, especially with a lot of the hedge funds buying up a lot of the real estate. So, especially when you think about interest rates going up. So your costs are going up across the board. And again, remember, if you're not new to the channel, I really skew towards the optimistic side. So this might be the most pessimistic video you've ever seen from me in the short term, especially with the conflict in Ukraine and Russia ratcheting up today, as of today, ratcheting up. We're just getting started. Okay. So whatever you can do to control your costs, this isn't the personal finance channel, but if you can control your costs, lower some of your monthly fees, maybe sell off assets that you don't use, wouldn't be a bad idea, because again, I think that inflation number is going to explode higher, especially through the rest of 2022. So there's my prediction. Okay. Hopefully I'm wrong. Listen, this might be, obviously I have an ego. All humans do. I like, everyone enjoys being right. Though, as a trader, you got to get to the point where you're okay with being wrong. Remember, part of trading is you're going to be wrong a lot. Okay. But if you can manage being wrong, if you can control that emotion, take that stop loss, that's going to help you as a trader. But that being said, the costs are going to, we're going to continue to see higher and higher inflation. What is the best way to deal with that? Listen, you can ask the boss for a raise, but if right now the number being reported 8%, which again I think is very low, you're probably not going to get an 8% raise. If the true number is 15, if the number goes to 20%, Congress just gave themselves a 21% raise, by the way. But if we continue to see that, odds are you're not going to get that raise at work. So what's the best way to manage this is to profit from some of these stocks that have a high potential of going up. So right off the bat, I'm going to give you 3 sectors, okay? Housing stocks, home builders. There is an extreme deficit of housing out there. I mean, if you've tried to buy a house, that. If you're selling your house, you're probably happy. Don't sell your house before you find another one, because you might not be able to find one for sale. I think we're at like a 10-year low in home construction right now. So we've got extreme demand and very little supply coming on board. So that's going to help the home builders. I think you're going to see, whether it be the Toll Brothers, et cetera, you're going to see those continue to go higher because, listen, people got to buy houses. And again, a lot of this flight from the cities, you're seeing a lot of building in rural areas, subdivisions, et cetera. Next is oil and gas. Okay. As much as, like I said, no one likes paying more at the pump. No one likes paying $4, $5, $6, probably $7, $8 a gallon if you're on the coast at some point. No one likes that. But we've seen it with the Halliburtons. We've seen it with the Exxon Mobils. They've all been steadily uptrending since the Ukraine situation happened. Okay. If you bought, again, a Halliburton or an Exxon Mobil or almost any of these big oil and gas stocks, a lot of them up 50% from the beginning of the Ukraine and Russia situation. They're big, huge companies, and it's taken 2 months. These aren't penny stocks. But again, if you've got a 50% gain, hey, maybe you're up a few $1,000 in a month or so on these oil and gas stocks, and that pays the grocery bill, that offsets the fuel bill, etc. And then the last one is agriculture, okay? Again, fertilizer prices, look at the cost of fertilizer prices, they have exploded. And what that's going to do is it's going to continue to drive up the price of our food, which is going to increase margins for the agricultural stocks, the Mosaics, the Bungees, etc. There's a lot of, I mean, what's nice about all these ideas, these are your safer trades, okay? These aren't necessarily those penny stocks. Now, I will finish up with a penny stock idea, but all the agricultural stocks, even the John Deeres, I mean, they're continuing to trend up. Equipment, you know, people have to get the seed in the ground, okay? I'm friends with a lot of really big farmers, thousands of acres, and they'll figure out a way, man. Never short. As much as I'm against shorting stocks, never short the American farmer, okay? They'll figure it out. It'll be a rough road, but they'll get it done. But because of that, you're going to see, now the farmer's not going to make any more money, but the agriculture, the seed providers, the fertilizer providers, and the equipment providers are going to continue to trend up. So those are the three sectors I think you should be looking to swing trade and or invest going into the second and third and fourth quarter of 2022 and maybe even into 2023. I mean, I expect this is probably going to be a multi-year trend. Probably, hopefully, we're going to get a turnaround in 2024. But it just is what it is. We got to ride out these couple years. Okay, now let's talk penny stocks and day trading. That is the second best way to fight, and well, not second best, but an alternative way to fight inflation, okay? Because if you've got the skills that we teach on this channel, check out the Steady Trade team. Click that link below. I mean, listen, some of these stocks we trade make 50, 100, 200, 300% moves in a day. Doesn't mean you're going to catch that entire move, okay? But if you can grab a 20% gain on a stock that goes from $1 to $1.20 and then proceeds to rip to $2, I mean, that's what a lot of these stocks do. We teach that in the Steady Trade team twice a day, every single day. We talk about morning patterns. We talk about afternoon patterns. So if you're busy, okay, that's one thing I think people overlook is there's this misconception that if you've got a full-time job, you can't day trade. I mean, listen, if you can work your schedule properly, maybe you free up Monday mornings or Friday afternoons. Those are those two favorite times of all day traders. Or again, maybe you move your schedule. You work nights, you work weekends. Listen, again, it pains me to be so pessimistic, but these might be things you have to do to get us through this, this rough patch in inflation, okay? So over the next year or two, maybe you work the second shift, maybe you work the third shift, but then you can day trade and you can focus on that to supplement your income, to feed the family, to pay the gas bill, okay? Check out the Steady Trade team, learn how to day trade, learn how to profit from these, and then we also do a Monday night strategy session every single Monday night where we talk about the big picture idea. I don't know anybody out there. There's a lot of day trading mentorships. There's a lot of swing trading investing memberships. It really is, by doing 15 webinars a week, it really is giving you that full access to every trading style and every opportunity every single day. It's not a once a month webinar. It's not a once a week webinar. Check out the Steady Trade team. Control those costs, my friends. Stay positive, stay optimistic, but we'll all get through it together, and we'll see you on the next video.